You know, in Canada, we have an Auditor General. The Auditor General is the woman who investigates government spending, audits government, checks their books, tries to figure out, what's going on here. Is there something wrong with the way money's being spent? And naturally, there's like 3.5 billion, with a B, money disintegrated during COVID on business loans. Let me explain. During COVID, if you're a small business, and it was really easy to get it. You just had to be a small business. You couldn't be a huge corporation. Huge corporations got actually different kind of support. If you were a small business and you had been actively in business the previous year, they'd give you a loan. They'd say, here, you apply, and whoever your normal bank is, you apply, and you just automatically get 40, then it turned into 60. You get $60,000 if you're an active business, and you were an active business last year, and you have to pay back 40 in a couple of years. No interest, interest-free. The government was paying the interest to the banks. So we're going to get 40. You keep 20. 20 is just a gift. The government's giving you small business a gift. Okay. So 3.5 billion of that was just fuckery. It just, the Auditor General said, yeah, we don't think they were active businesses. We don't think so at all. We're not even sure some of them were businesses. Like, they just got the money. And naturally, they haven't paid it back. Like, it was a huge program. I think it was like $90 billion. Huge. But like 3.5 billion, just nonsense. She said, we don't think they were really active businesses. We don't think that's the case at all. And we don't know if you're ever going to find these people. And get this, there's no proper way to collect. Like, eventually there might be, but the government's saying to the Auditor General, yeah, it might be too expensive to collect. Okay, yeah, it's like my mind just exploded, brain blew up. And then the other crazy part of it was they paid one company, single source contract. So in other words, there was no bids. That's COVID. Everybody says, look, Ron, it's COVID. COVID is a huge emergency, biggest emergency of our lives. Yeah, money got wasted, sure, but it was an emergency. Get it out. Okay, look, all I'm saying is, could we have just made an attempt to avoid the fuckery of throwing money down the toilet or lighting it on fire? You have two choices, wet or hot. I mean, just because either way, the money is just gone. So they awarded the contract to a company called Accenture, a huge company. They gave him $300 million. And the Auditor General said, yeah, I'm not really sure they did any kind of a good job. Like, I'm not really sure they did at all. Like, frankly, she doubted it. So that's where we're at. We're at $3.5 billion, just probably up in smoke. Everybody can say, oh, COVID, we're used to money going up in smoke. Like, half the CERB money was probably up in smoke. People who shouldn't have got it. Okay, whatever. At least that was humans, not businesses, like not fake businesses, not like complete madness. But it never stops. You remember the ArriveCan bastards? Like, we all remember ArriveCan, right? So ArriveCan, it looks like two guys just pocketed, I don't know, $60-80 million, two-person company, just two of them, okay? They got some other people to do the actual work. Who knows what that cost? Maybe $2 million. And they had these guys in witnesses for parliamentary committees, just telling their bullshit story, and nobody believed them, really. We were promised, the big promise was the RCMP is going to investigate these guys. There will be consequences. Nah, there's fuck all, nothing. Nothing's happened, okay? But it never stops. I'm watching a show this weekend in Paris. The cathedral at Notre Dame burnt down. Like, it just burned, fell apart, fell in, the roof fell in, burnt. So that means not only it fell apart, but excuse me, everything was covered with filth from the fire. Like, everything's covered with soot. It's like a disaster. And Notre Dame Cathedral, it's huge. I don't know if you've ever been to Paris, but it's huge. It's beautiful, and it's now, 5 years later, completely restored. Cost about $1.4 billion in 5 years. Excuse me. It's better than ever before. Notre Dame is better than it started out. Perfectly restored. Old materials. They went out and quarried old oak and old French oak and stone. They went to the stone quarries from 800 years ago. They did everything like that. Massive, massive expense. Perfect detail. Incredible costs. Ran out at about $1.4 billion. $1.4 billion, and in 5 years they produced a better Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris than ever before. In Canada, we're rebuilding our shitty Supreme Court building. 5 courthouses, bunch of offices, some meeting rooms, parking. $1.4 billion for a bunch of fucking offices and courtroom that nobody's going to see. I think like 3 million people go through Notre Dame every year. Same price, $1.4 billion. We're crazy. I'm choking here on the craziness. We're crazy. We're crazy. A courthouse, 5 courtrooms, some offices, $1.4 billion. Notre Dame, the most incredible restoration in the history of history. Like, nobody can believe how good it is. $1.4 billion. And millions and millions and millions of people will go to Notre Dame and be amazed by the incredible results for $1.4 billion. And the Supreme Court, fuck all, nobody will ever go. Nobody will care. It's $1.4 billion pissed away on nonsense. Like, think about it. 5 courtrooms and some offices, some meeting rooms and parking. $1.4 billion. Folks, our government is crazy.